About time Bake and Shake did something Boston related. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Rick, Ramon, and Bake and Shake proudly brings to you Teach Me to Beantown, baby. Golly, I've been dealing with these New Yorkers and Philly people for too damn long. Hello, Boston people. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Not bad. How's your mother?
How's your mother? How's your Hold on, wait a minute. I'm noticing a lot of familiar faces except one. There seems to be a much prettier face than the ugly mugs that I've grown accustomed to. I do believe that is first-round pick Steph Marie finally making it on screen. Steph, welcome to the show.
Finally, thank you.
By the way, Customs did not hold up the process. I don't know if you can see this bad boy, but your microphone is here. So again, we're going to be making sure you get us some nice content at all the games you go to.
I can't wait.
Let's go. And we have Terrence here. Terrence, you've done guest spots. Are you going to be a panelist with us?
I am going to be a panelist with you guys. I also already want to be off of this show because I resent the fact that Steph got the beauty mark already and I didn't. Steph, we are on the same level. The other guys, they're just bums. I get it. I get it.
Whoa, Terrence. Whoa. We go back
early.
from a bum?
Well, as far as Matt brought up looks, and if we're going to be ranking, it's me and Steph tied for first, Steph probably second, and the rest of you fall in line.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry, we're starting off hot.
I think you got
that is no way to talk to one RC Brown Sugar Grady. How dare you do that, sir?
Fine, RC, you're number 3. Fine.
I'll take brown sugar. I don't know about being 3, but I'll take brown sugar.
Okay, all right. And Ben, what's yours? The little kid table still?
You're telling me I went clean shaven just to be ridiculed like this? What the hell?
You do look like a teenager. Yeah, you do. You look young. Okay, but
my mother always told me I was handsome. That's all I ever needed to hear.
Okay.
God rest her soul.
And that's why I'm going to leave that alone. So let's go around the board and introduce ourselves. Now, again, gentlemen, we're going to have some manners here, and we're going to let the lady go first. So, Steph, again, I found you online. I just was like, okay, I don't know who this girl is, but she's at every game. She's definitely about that life, and you can tell she's a fan. That's why I went after you. But again, how did you get to become the fan that you are?
Oh gosh. Well, growing up in the area, like that's a privilege. It's been like that since I was little, but I've just started like posting on social media recently this past year. Like, and the more I did, the more like entertainment or like engagement I would get from it. So I've just kept with it.
It's working. You caught our attention for dang sure. And again, how do you go to so many games? Like, what do you just like scalp tickets or what's your trick?
Yeah, so I waited a lot of the time it was like waiting last minute for like cheaper tickets with like TickPick, and I eventually got a little sponsorship like partnership with them. I don't have that anymore, but I'm working on it with other brands. Hopefully something soon.
Okay. I dig it. And out of the 4 teams, who's your favorite?
So it depends, like if we're talking in person, the Bruins, but like any game, I would say the Celtics right now.
Okay. Good answer. And with that said, let's segue, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of sports we can talk, but I know, Ben, you don't want to talk about the Patriots. Don't worry, we won't. But let's talk about the Celtics, man. I love JT's back. I don't like Vooch broke his finger 2 minutes into it. But again, talk to me, people, because again, JT's back. Screw you, New York. Don't like you, Knickerbockers. What do you guys think?
The Knicks are going to be shaking in their boots. Last year's choke is going to be a thing of the past. JT looks like his old self. He's still got a quarter of the season to ramp up. Coincidentally, the Pistons have gone on a losing streak, so the 1 seed is in our sights. I'm feeling pretty good, aside from Vucevic getting hurt. I've always been a fan favorite of him ever since he came into the league, and now that we got him, I think it was a great trade, offloading Anthony Simons for him. I think we can make it through the last month without him. Honestly, just push him out till the first round of the playoffs, let guys like Garza and Jordan Walsh pick up those minutes, get the experience, and then he'll be ready to go for the playoffs. Hugo as well. I was more so talking about the bigs. And let's not forget about the Portuguese prince, Nemes Keita, my man.
You did say him last year. I will give you credit. When he was riding Pine, you were shouting him out. So, yes, that
Yes,
clip is
sir.
there. Terrence, is that Nathaniel Tebow or Hugo Gonzalez out there? You tell me.
Well, they don't know Nathaniel, but that's definitely his son for sure. Hugo's great. I love Keita. I mean,
Yeah.
Tatum being back is obviously going to help us out immensely. I will say, as a Tatum fan, as a Celtics fan, when the last three that he hit, like 2 minutes before that, I was like, please take him out of this game. There's nowhere, like, we have to still look at this like he is somewhat injured and limit his, if we're blowing somebody out, pull him out, please. Like, that's crazy. But I'm happy he's back. I think we're walking to the Eastern Conference Finals. Anything after that, we'll see what happens.
RC, I love your logo in the background. You know, it's still green, but a different variety.
I'm coming in hot. I don't mind, like, I'm not a big Vooch guy. I like Garza. I like Garza's minutes. I like Garza taking the Vooch minutes. I think Garza brings more energy. I think he's low-key a better hustle player than Vooch. Like, I'm not a Vooch guy, so I don't mind Vooch being out. You'll see. I think we're going to see Garza's going to step up, and you're going to think Vooch is an afterthought come playoff time.
Depth up front in the front court, and I've always just loved his offensive game, but I feel like we can like hide him a little bit on defense with everyone else.
Yeah, Vooch was
Steph, your thoughts?
Oh yeah.
You're not Steph.
No, it's okay. I don't really have like an input with him. I think Garza's okay. My main focus is Pritchard. I think that he's the star of the show this season, and I enjoy watching him. So I'm glad that he's not injured.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Terrence, what were you saying?
I love Vuk. I think I've always loved him. I loved him in Orlando. When he went to the Bulls, I still loved him. I actually agree with RC though, in every aspect other than playing offense. Like if we're down to like, I don't know, the last like 15 seconds of the game and we're on the offensive side, I'm putting Luke in over all of those guys. But I'm with you. I love how I love how he plays. I love how he played in college. He's just one of those guys that's a super professional and everything is technically great added on to the hustle that he brings to the table. So we could talk about the bigs for the next hour and I'd be all about it.
This isn't the 90s, my guy.
Boo.
And I think there's also a narrative like people are acting like Vooch is like this big dude. Garza's 6'10". They list Vooch at 6'9". So just throwing it out there that like Garza is a bigger body than Vooch. I just think there's this perception that Vooch is this massive body, but if you look at the roster, he's actually like the shortest guy between Keita, Garza, and himself. You know what I mean?
How tall is Williams?
Amari?
Yep.
They got Amari at 6'11".
Okay. So Vooch would be the smallest out of those four.
Correct.
Okay.
We've already seen he can get buckets. I mean, how many games has he already had 20 and 10 already? That just doesn't grow on trees in the league. I mean, you're not going to get a perfect player with every person. You're either going to give up offense, defense with whatever player. I mean, we all love Pritchard, but teams should attack him when he's on defense. I mean, Garza, there's a reason that he was available this offseason. As much as I love him, like we need to kind of put our fan hats on hold for a sec and be realistic with who these guys are. With all that being said, all collectively together, the team, it's hard not to like what we're seeing.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Agreed. Obviously, I think Vooch is a better offensive player. I'm not going to argue that. I just like Garza's energy. You know what I mean? And I'm biased. I'm a Garza guy. For sure. Always have been.
Now, I'm not going to talk any crap because I learned the hard way last year that if you say things on the internet, they will come back and bite you in the arse. So you ain't going to hear me saying nothing, but I will say this. Are you guys in the mode of, I hope we possibly play the Knicks in the second round, or are you of the mindset like me of like, well, them and Detroit just kill each other in the second round?
Let Detroit and New York go at it. That's crazy. Like, I want the easier route for Tatum. I know this is like he'll be in shape, he'll be ready, he'll be fine. But whatever the easiest route is to make sure that he's okay, let's do that.
So I guess the question is, would you rather have home court or play the Knicks?
Home.
Yeah, I'll take the home court. I mean, I think it's going to shape up where like I don't think the Knicks are going to drop to the 4 seed, but I'd take home court no matter what, and then we'll figure it out from there. You know, I think home court would be big, especially getting the crowd. I think this JT, every time JT has a big game, the crowd's going to be going crazy, I think, until the season's over. I don't think it's going to stop after we get used to it. I think every time we see JT go off, it's going to be galvanizing. So as many home games as possible.
Yep. Well, I mean, again, it just seems like the playoffs are kind of already set. Looking at the standings, it's like you got the top 4 teams in the East, and then everybody else is kind of glommed together, and it just seems like that's just going to play itself out. And again, I don't want to duck New York because, again, we grew up watching the 90s and stuff where a lot of teams played each other a lot of years back to back and got that revenge or, you know, whatever the case may be. But also, I just feel like we play weird against them, and we beat them sometimes. But we also just play like schmoes against them. So part of me wants that revenge, and then part of me, like Terrence said, it's like, man, it's like football. Take the bye, get the easier opponent if you can, and usually that has good results. But also, you know, you play who you play, so we'll see.
I think it would help the Celtics' development to play the Knicks and kind of avenge the demons that they had last year. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, it was a complete choke job. The Celtics are far and away the better team. The Knicks did themselves no favors by firing Tibbs and bringing in Mike Brown, one of the most overrated coaches of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Like, if they don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year, it's a failure. But I think, like, games 1 and 2 came down to the last possession last year, and 1-2 plays go a little differently. Maybe we're singing a different tune. Who knows if Tatum is put in a spot to tear his Achilles? Who knows what happens? But I think for the confidence of the team and kind of wash away those demons from last year, give me the Knicks.
Okay. So I'm going to pivot a little bit here because I want to bring it back to our newest panelist, Miss One Steph. Steph, you an athlete. Did you grow up playing sports? What's your story as far as that goes?
No, the exact opposite. I should have, but my parents never like really put me into anything like young enough, so I didn't stick with anything. My whole family is hockey. I still can't ice skate.
Okay.
So like it's kind of like I hold a grudge against that. Like I wish that like I did because I probably would have played hockey.
Okay.
I like basketball, like playing, like shooting, but I'm way too short for that.
So how did you become such a sports fan not playing sports growing up?
Just my dad watching all the time. We didn't have
Okay.
the music on in the car. We had 95, 94.5 Sports Hub, right?
98.5.
98.5. I'm like, yeah, that was all we listened to in the truck growing up.
Fair. That's fair.
Smart man.
All right, so again, then it would only be wise and advantageous if I asked you guys for your Bruins takes. Now, I'm not going to be particular here, but I think Terrence and RC and myself are going to sit this one out, and we'll let Ben and Steph take over.
Go Bruins.
Yeah, you know, it's been quite an interesting year for the Bruins. I think last year they kind of did the right thing at the trade deadline, kind of selling off pieces. It still broke my heart that they traded Brad Marchand. He definitely should have retired as a Bruin. He gave us so many good years, but unfortunately,
Got that ring.
He did that one time, but he also lost 2 other ones, particularly a specific shift in Game 7 against St. Louis. And he still owes me a couple bucks here and there for that, but that's another story for another day because I was there live to experience that heartbreak. So yeah, I've held that a little bit against him, but ultimately I think it was the right decision. Do right by Marshy. He ended up getting a cup despite it being to the Florida Panthers. They are like the model of who you should want to be. But as far as the Bruins go, selling off all those pieces last year to get assets this year, it's really helped like expedite the development of the team. Like I wanted them to be the bottom of the league this year, tank for the better picks, but you know, I've really come around on Marco Sturm. I remember when he first got traded to the Bruins back in his playing days, and now he was part of the Joe Thornton trade. And that one was a little tough. I would have wished we got a little bit more, but after a few years, he started to kind of grow on me, and he had a lot of great moments. And he's kind of built his coaching career like from the ground up. Like he started as an assistant, then he was in the AHL, and now he's in the NHL coaching us. So I like the direction the team is heading, and it seems like they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be on the road in the first round. We'll see what that does, but the outlook of the team is looking really good. I'm excited for the future now.
Yeah, I think the chemistry with this team, like, it's not bad. We're not consistent, though. That's like the thing is there's no consistency.
Yeah, they'll be like win 5 in a row, to lose 4 in a row, to win 3 in a row, to lose.
Yeah.
It's like it's so up and down. They're like the most hot and cold team in the league, which is it's mind numbing as a fan because you're like thinking, oh, this team is doing so good when they're hot. Like, we can make some noise in the playoffs. And then you're like, when they're on a losing streak, like, literally just sell off everyone and just go into the tank the rest of the year. But we're kind of in that middle ground in the league, which is where you don't want to be. But I guess I'd take a couple playoff games, because the playoff hockey, there's nothing like playoff hockey. It's the best, I think, playoff sport. And like Steph was saying earlier, the best live sport for my money is hockey. Like, as far as the 4 teams and picking to go to a game, you want to go to a hockey game.
Yeah.
Is it cold?
No.
Not at all.
All right.
Maybe on the ice, but not in the stands.
Okay. I consider it.
Matt, have you ever been to a hockey game ever?
Hell no, man. No. Chilly. No.
It's not cold like that.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I've been to a few.
Especially if you drink.
Ah, there you go. Hot chocolate, I'm assuming. That'd be the...
This isn't the New England Sports Center where you're right on top of the ice.
Yeah.
The best seat at the Garden is the first row of the balcony, center ice or center court, if you ask me.
Okay. That's fair.
I went to like a Kings Knights game, or like Dallas Stars Knights game a couple years ago. It's a fun time. Like they were saying, live hockey, to me, the big thing about live hockey is the speed of the game from the television. Like it's just such a difference between when you're watching it on TV and live. You get to just like really experience how fast these dudes are moving, and to just give you appreciation for the game. And the production is like, if not on par, better than NBA games as far as the production during the game, and a lot less like timeouts and stuff. So there's a lot less interruptions during the game. It's a better like viewing experience for sure.
I like the people punching people.
Fight.
There you go. I was gonna say, go with that step.
Yeah.
Yes. Punching people in the face. That needs to make a comeback, I think.
Yeah.
Amen. Absolutely.
Question for you guys, because Ben, you made an interesting point. Everybody obviously can chip in on this, no matter how much a sport or team you love. Why is it that Boston seems to be so good when it comes to doing rebuilds? If you really look at all the teams, right? Like, even when the Celtics, we're doing a rebuild. We've missed the playoffs one time in the last 18 years. The Pats, they were supposed to be trash. They were in the Super Bowl. The Bruins, they're always kind of in the mix. So, and again, the Red Sox, right? They're like, we win a World Series, we suck. We win a World Series, we suck. So why is it that we're so good at rebuilds when some franchises and cities can never figure it out?
I think it's about getting the right people in the right positions. I mean, we all are going to have our critiques about the GMs for all the respective teams, but they've been there before, whether they're a former player, whether they've kind of worked their way up through the organization. And in Boston, it's just so competitive. Like, if you go to a city like New York, there's 2 teams, 3 teams sometimes for every sport. Whereas with the Bruins, like, there's a team per sport. Like, you have to be on your game, or else, like, when the teams are going through their losing spells, like, I remember growing up when the Bruins were first going through a rebuild after they traded Joe Thornton, just like watching in the stands, or even when the Celtics, before they traded for Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett, those 2 years before, it was just tough. I mean, we're all diehards, so we're still watching regardless, even when they're 20 games under 500. But you got to be able to get people in the seats. You got to generate that buzz.
I think it's ownership.
Terrence?
I think it's ownership in most aspects. I've read something about, and I was watching something on Robert Kraft when he came in, how he ran his last business and then he took it to here. Obviously, getting the right coach in place, that helps, but leaders know how to pick. The same thing happened when we've had 2 teams. We've had the Red Sox. They went and spent money. Like, you got to be willing to spend money sometimes. Like, if you're going to keep getting beat and be cheap, okay, well, now we're going to spend money. Every team has different dynamics. I know nothing about the Bruins, so sorry. I think that they're doing a hell of a job. But everybody else, it does seem to be the commitment to either spending money or putting people in the right spots. Celtics, they had the right owner come in, and we had some tumultuous years, but putting Brad Stevens in that GM spot was like, hey, man, you lost your voice in the locker room, but you still know so much about basketball, and letting you be the quote unquote, the guy who goes and buys the food and also helps the chef out. That's got to be perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, Brad Stevens is well on his way on getting his general managing decisions in a book for like a college course to learn. That guy, since he got promoted to GM, has not made a single bad trade or bad move.
Nope.
And it's incredible. His record is like so far clean as a whistle.
I think the big thing is like the development of the people in these positions, like to kind of tie it in. Like, go to Vrabel. Vrabel was a player under Belichick. He got to see that system. He understands winning. Going back to Brad Stevens, he was there when Danny Ainge was there. He got to understand how to be a good GM. Look at even Missoula. Missoula was there under Ime, who brought that team, to the championship. So he got to learn how to win. The Red Sox are committed to spending money, and they're typically hiring people who are extremely knowledgeable. Less versed on the Bruins, but it seems like they've done a pretty good job of just like making smart GM decisions. But I think it's just a lot of times that we look for that person who's been developed under a winning culture. We don't bring in many outside hires who don't have a history of winning, whether it's a player or a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the Bruins go, Don Sweeney, former Boston Bruin, he played for the team, but he's also a Harvard graduate. So, despite what you know about sports, if you go to Harvard for anything, you probably know a little bit of something. And he's able to kind of apply it in the Bruins front office. He has had a far more misses than Brad Stevens has in the Celtics office. A year or two ago, I wanted Sweeney out, but he's kind of brought it back, and I think he deserves to kind of see it through.
Okay. Steph?
I think we also have a higher standard when people do join the teams, whether it's like player or staffing. You come in knowing, oh, I'm joining a championship league team with the Celtics, or like our teams go to the Super Bowl. Like it's not uncommon. Like so I
Mm-hmm.
think there's higher standard that like players are expected to have as soon as they join. Like I think that's the case with like the Bruins too, as far as like I've heard like behind the scenes, because like I know a lot of like hockey players who aren't in the NHL, but they are like lower, like the AHL, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
called. I don't really keep up with it, but and that's like it's kind of like like you're joining like a family kind of thing. Like other cities aren't like that, as far as I know.
Yeah. Yep. All good answers. You're all correct. That's right. You all passed the test. And for real though, I mean, I was thinking about it, and it's like the most now a franchise here might go bad before they turn around is about 5 years. That seems to be the average for any of them, and sometimes it's not even that. So, yeah, go Boston. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're gonna take a halftime break. When we come back, we're gonna bring back the institution that. Oh, I'm not gonna say it. Steph's gonna have to figure it out. She doesn't know what it is yet. Woo! Okay, stay tuned. See you on the second half. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, second half. Oh, it's like we never left. Hey, what do you know? All right, hold on. Now, Steph, I know you're new, so I'm not going to ask you this question, but I'm going to ask the Three Stooges here. Gentlemen, do any of you happen to know what time it is?
Matt Lib's time.
Matt Lives time.
Bum, 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 bum,
RC's got it.
Matt Lives time, yes, if you're not familiar, Steph, which I know you're not. It's an institution around here. And so, it's time for Matt Lives and his wishy-washy, flashy cards that sometimes you can see. Ooh, yeah. Now, this is the part where Topher's going to edit the music right and we're back. All right, there you go. See how that works? So, Steph, you go to a lot of games. This is no secret to anybody. So, you might need to think about this one for a minute, but first thing that comes to your mind, favorite game, any sport you have ever been to?
Honestly, I would say the Pats game that we had that put us into the championship.
You mean the
It was the
AFC
home game.
Championship?
The
Yeah,
Broncos.
Yes, it was a snowy game against Houston.
yeah, yeah,
That was a good game.
yeah. I think it'd be that one. The
Why
energy
though?
was
Why?
different.
Because it was such a stalemate.
Yeah.
So I mean, was it because of the snow? Was it the atmosphere? I mean, obviously you got
well,
the
I
win.
mean the snow has to do with it. That's just part of like going to like one of those games. Like it felt like old time football. Like it felt like I was back when like Brady was playing, because I went to those games like not a lot, but more than I have this season. And I would say that the energy was just different. Like everybody was just they were feeding off of us, and you could feel it. You could definitely feel that.
I can make that an all call for you, gentlemen. If anybody has anything that comes to their mind, real quick, Boston related.
Yeah, this is what, game 4, 2010, against the Cavs in the conference finals. Even though we lost to the Lakers that year, it was right after I graduated college. We got to go to that playoff game, and like LeBron and Pierce were dueling back and forth, and we got the W. That's probably the best Boston game, aside from like seeing Jordan in the Garden, like Pippen, Rodman, black jerseys, both. That's from when I was a young kid.
Dang. Okay. Ben, Terrence?
Terrence, you go.
Mine is a game Matt, you and I went to together. We went to go see the Celtics play against the Golden State Warriors. And it's the year we had like Pierce. I believe Ray was still there. We had KG. I had never got to see KG play before. That's why it's my favorite game, because he's my favorite player. Steph was really good that game. Clay had a pretty good game. We ended up winning. And the most memorable part of that was you and I getting mad every time Jordan Crawford took a shot, because he was frustrating that year.
Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Jordan Crawford, taking all the shots.
Yeah. What a bum is the right answer, dude. I don't think Matt and I have ever hated someone together at the same time. Like, yeah, I hate this dude. Lovable guy on TV, though.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, Jordan Crawford had a little bit of Marcus Smart in him, thinking he was the best player on the floor, which gave him the right to shoot from wherever on the floor. Yeah.
He was like Marcus Average. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Give me Jamal Crawford 10 times out of 10, 365 days a year, twice on Sundays. I'm out on Jordan Crawford.
So are we.
Gadzooks. Ben, sir.
Oh, man. I've been going to games. I really became a hardcore fan in 2003 with the Red Sox, so I've been going to games for over 20 years, so I have way too many games to pick, but I guess I can do one per team if you guys will allow for it. I don't know.
Depends on how quick you are, but sure, go for it.
All right. Bruins, I would say it was a playoff game, 2013 Game 1 against the Rangers. That was right after the epic Game 7 comeback against the Maple Leafs. They won in overtime thanks to a Brad Marchand overtime winner right through Henrik Lundqvist's 5-hole. That was pretty iconic. Me and my dad enjoyed that one. Celtics, I've been to a Game 7. And coincidentally enough, the same Game 7 is the storyline in Uncut Gems, if you guys have ever seen that movie. I was at that game with my buddy. Celtics win, and then they played the Heat in the next round, and we won't talk about what happened there.
Who'd they beat in that movie?
The Sixers, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I thought it was the Knicks. Sorry, but yeah. Take that, Philly.
Yeah. The Patriots were actually this year. Me and my buddies have started to go on Patriots trips every year to a away game. So we were lucky enough, me and a couple buddies, to see the Buffalo game this year. And that's when the Patriots kind of came onto the scene this year. They went into Buffalo and beat Josh Allen and the Bills in their all white uniforms. So that was really cool. Stephon Diggs torched them. RIP to Stephon Diggs as a Patriot. And as far as the Red Sox goes, I was lucky enough to go to the World Series in 2004 as well as 2007. I will say 2004 is probably a little bit more memorable, being that it was the first. It was the year that broke the curse, but I actually got to sit in the Green Monster that year during that game as well. So that was an all-time one for sure.
Hold on, we're getting an incoming call from one dirty Knickerbocker, a Topher Pete. Topher Pete, sounds like you have a hot take there, sir. What's going on?
I just want Ben to be careful what he wishes for, because I think it was last year, we talked about this is going to be a slaughter. And then I had
that was me. Actually, that was me.
He said a few things as well, as I think I actually targeted him with the real. But all I'm saying,
you sure did. Yep.
All I'm saying is just be careful what you wish for, because he might come back and mess the flow up. And I know Terrence.
What's your hot take though? What's your hot take?
They might be a better team with Tatum on the bench. They might be a better team without Tatum because Jalen Brown's playing like an MVP and he's going to come in and take away from him. And the Knicks already know how to beat you. They already know how to shut you down. We got the wings that can guard you. We got the team that can guard you guys. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to know. Hop on the first ever Beantown show. I'm very happy for all you guys and Steph. I'm so glad you made it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We needed hockey. Ben needed hockey, but just be careful what you wish for, buddy.
Oh my God. I cannot stand listening to people who don't know what a championship feels like. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a better on the bench. That's literal fear. That is fear right there. You're sitting here going, Tatum's better on the bench. You're just hoping he's on the bench so when we play you, he doesn't go off for 30 and we crush you every game.
Amen, Terrence. Let him have it. Let him have it. Hey, you reap what you sow. When you talk that crap, you got to take it like you got to take what you said, even if it doesn't go well for your team. But the fact that you guys go from Tom Thibodeau to Mike Brown, who's only been lucky to coach LeBron and been in the backseat on all the Warriors championships, just wait. Just wait until the Mike Brown, his teams do never figure it out.
But Ben, he's such a good defensive coach. Like, he's the master of, what are you talking? I mean, come on. He's going to make them so good.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Steph,
Anthony Towns.
I think the Knicks across the board on all their defensive metrics are worse with Mike Brown over Tom. So I'm not worried at all about seeing the Knicks, whether it's in the second round, the third round. Not worried at all. I think
I didn't like the way we played them last time, though. Did everybody forget that? Because I did not, and that's the one thing where I was like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?"
Well, I think there's a time and place for Missoula ball, and Missoula ball is shooting as many 3-pointers as you possibly can. But again, games 1 and 2 were down to the very last possession. Those games go the other way, and the Celtics are up 2-0 versus down 2-0. We could be having a very different story.
Steph, do you think that's a good idea, or do you think Topher should keep his New York takes to himself?
I think he should keep his takes to himself.
Yeah, you tell him, Steph. You tell him.
Get him.
Gotta get this girl riled up because we're gonna be doing a nice little ladies show afterwards, and I'm gonna be having her on with a Philly fan and a New York fan, so they're gonna be coming for your throat, Steph. So you better cut them out at the knees.
I also think Tom Thibodeau is advising the Celtics now. I mean, who better to exploit the weaknesses of the Knicks than the guy who coached them and got them to the farthest they've ever been in like 20, 25 years, almost a quarter century. And then you fire him? It's blasphemous.
Is he really
Absolutely blasphemous?
Is he really working for us?
He was definitely advising. I think they might have hired him as a special assistant. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. They did. They brought him in before the first game, right? Of the season, they brought him in to talk about like how they move, how they use Brunson. Yeah, I remember that. That's right.
Because they played on opening night, didn't they?
They did.
They did. Yep.
They did.
Yep. Before we get out of here, Terrence, I wanted to get your feelings on the Patriots losing the Super Bowl. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so I know what Matt's doing. I know why he's doing this. If this was Tom Brady, I would be so happy. Like, I would be jumping for joy. I would be throwing all the hate. But since he is retired, I don't hate the Patriots, and I love Drake May. So I actually am sad that they lost. But if it was Tom Brady, just to let you know, all of you Patriots fans, I would have been so happy. I would have got a tattoo on my back that said Brady lost in 25 or 26. And I swore, I apologize.
Hot take.
Terrence, who's your football team?
It's almost worse than being a Knicks fan. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
That's tragic.
Talk about one of the teams on Mount Rushmore of the most hated teams across the United States, maybe even the world, to be honest. Give me the Cowboys, the Lakers, the
Knicks,
Yankees, and Duke.
I only like one of those teams, and I'm frustrated with them every offseason.
Next year's your year. Next year's your year.
Every year.
This is the year.
This is the year. Dak's throwing for 6,000 yards, 90 touchdowns, and a dramatic playoff loss that we're just not going to love. You know what I mean?
You got to make the playoffs to lose in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
Like, yeah, he's high-end Jameis Winston. Yeah. Dak
the
Prescott.
marriage just got called off, so.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's huge news, dude. His prenup.
Yeah, Dak's going to be playing with a fire under his ass this year.
Dak Prescott. A Jameis Winston wannabe.
Does Dak put up 50 touchdowns in a year?
Only for playing video games.
Hey, I was going to say, he's not even Jameis Winston. Look at that. Get that done. All right, hey, guys, we did it. Let's go. Inaugural episode in the can.
Yeah. Go us.
Let's go. And again, let's think about it for a second. It's March. We got St. Patrick's Day coming up next week, and we got playoff basketball, hockey, all that stuff coming around the corner. So again, we're going to start getting a lot of content. we're going to get Steph this mic, and she's going to run out there and be the woman on the street and get all kinds of wild content. Ain't that right, girl?
Yes, I can't wait.
Topher, you're going to be
yeah.
gainfully employed with content. So, ladies and
Let's
gentlemen,
go.
hit the like and subscribe button, do the reviews thing, all the internet stuff, okay? We need all the internet stuff. That's how it works, duh! We're not doing this for fun. So again, hit, like, subscribe, Shake Worldwide. First episode of the can. See y'all later. Have a good night.
Titletown.